Hello, I'm Ali from Bug Bird and Bee, and this week, this is Friday at 11. Sorry, a bit distracted. And we have Penny from Being Mrs. D
Hi
and
there.
from Kids Days Out. Everybody else is ill or under workload, and so it's just us three this week.
It's an exclusive
Yeah.
select gathering is how I like to think of it.
And I'm joined with my daughter, Mia. She's been off school this week because she's had chickenpox.
Oh dear.
So we've experienced lots of itching, haven't we? And she hasn't been having a fever like some people said she would. She's been quite cold. But we started off by giving her baths, didn't we? We had a sock that was filled with oats and some lavender. We squeezed that all over her body. And then when you got out, you had some spotty cream, didn't you? We caramel cream as opposed to the lotion, because you can pinpoint the spots a bit more. You have Piriton to stop the itching, and then just stayed on the sofa most of the week, haven't you? But yeah, and then yesterday they started to scab over and started to fall off, so she's much better than she was at the beginning of the week.
Good. Well, you have my sympathy because we've got twins and they both had chickenpox at the exact same time. And like I say, some people say it creates a fever, but both of mine had a fever, but one of them was sick because of the fever, but the other one wasn't. One seemed to be itching more than the other, and it was just one of those things that sort of gets each child on an individual basis, really. But that chickenpox week with our twins was probably the hardest so far we've had in parenting ever. So you have my sympathy on the chickenpox because it's not nice, and definitely calamine cream, not calamine lotion, because calamine lotion just ends up in every groove of your house. It's just hideous. Yeah. The calamine lotion, calamine cream, like I say, you can rub it on your fingers and direct it exactly where you need it. And we was on at least sort of 2 baths a day at one point each, just sitting there just for an hour at a time, just pouring water on them because it was the only way it would stop the itching.
You see, it's weird because
hideous.
out of my two, Little Miss C had it when I was pregnant with Master C, but I think she had quite a mild dose of it because we had 2 nights where I was away at my mum and dad's actually, and for those 2 nights she was as grotty as anything, and I came back with her, and that night my husband was giving her a bath, and I was sat there moaning with a glass of wine, oh, it's been a nightmare, she's not slept, blah, blah, blah. And then, sorry, a text message came in, it confused me. And then my husband was like, oh, what does chickenpox look like? And there's all these spots on her body and stuff. So she had it, but actually after the spots came out, she was absolutely fine for it. And it was, I can't remember, it must have been summer-ish, so we were able to play outside and, you know, it was all okay. But my son hasn't had it yet. And it's been doing the rounds at his nursery, and he still hasn't had it. And I keep going through this. Every time he's really grumpy, I'll like find one spot on his body. I'll be looking at it, going, "Is that chickenpox? Is it not?" Photographing it, sending it to the husband. What do you think? And it's not happened yet, but I know it will happen at some point. And I just kind of want to get it over and done with now, to be honest with you.
Yeah, my older two had it when I was pregnant with her. Literally the last 2 weeks. My middle one had it first, and she wasn't too bad with it. But my oldest had it just a few days before she was born, and he was at his worst the day I went into labour with her. And he gets eczema, and it got infected.
Oh.
And was stuck to his clothing, and my other half had to cut his top off, pajama top off, because they got stuck.
Oh dear.
Rotten with it, but she had it later on when she was a few months old, just a few spots on her body, like lower down in the private area, and the health visitor said, well, that is chickenpox, but she's likely to have it again, but more aggressively. It's like she's had it twice, but because I was breastfeeding as well, they said that they're less likely to get it earlier on. So it has been going around the old school quite a few times, but she's only been up to this new school for a couple of weeks. And then she's ill, but
they do say also what you said about your older two. They do say if you catch it from a sibling, it's supposedly worse. That's one version I've heard. I've also heard that the older you are when you get it, the worse it is. But
yeah, because
I think every child's different.
When I had it when I was younger, my brother had it worse than me, and he had it just before Christmas.
I remember when me and my sister had it, my mum then got shingles afterwards and was really quite ill.
Yeah,
I remember that happening.
I had shingles a few weeks after my second was born. So yeah, that wasn't nice at all.
No, I can imagine. I can imagine. But round here, sorry, I was going to say round here though, everyone's vaccinating against chickenpox at the moment. It's like the in thing to do it.
Yeah, I didn't really get the vaccination against it until a couple of years ago, and I do understand also there are some risks for a small group of people, but like measles and other diseases that can cause death and other sort of like lifelong I didn't think that personally chickenpox is that big a risk.
No, it depends, and it depends like kids with a lower immune system too.
So what other illnesses have we got going on at the minute then, apart from chickenpox? We have a wobbly tooth. I've seen that one. We've all had. Well, I say we've all had. Myself and my husband have had really bad flu. I'm just kind of coming out the end of it. Really bad flu, but none of the others, which is really bizarre because obviously twins, 4-year-old ones especially, spend most of the day just kind of licking each other.
But did they get the flu?
Yeah, so it's been a bit
spray?
weird the last few years.
Did the 4-year-olds?
No, we didn't have it. We was offered it and we didn't take it. And they were offered it, but we didn't take it. But there was a news article on the radio this morning, and it said the current flu vaccine that they've rolled out over winter, 80% of cases, and it's because since they did sort of developed and rolled the vaccine out, the flu virus has mutated so much that it hasn't had any effect on. It's been more powerful than a vaccine, really. So in 97% of cases, if you had the flu vaccine, it wouldn't have been effective anyway.
You see, it's weird because me and Master C have had the flu, and then various things kind of spiralling off that, and I've been ill for a good 2 weeks, kind of thing, and so is he. He's had ear infections, everything else. But my husband and daughter, who both had flu, so my daughter had the nasal spray one, and my husband had the jab because he's asthmatic. They've had nothing. So I'd kind of put that down to the fact that they'd had a jab and we hadn't,
I don't know. I don't know. It's just really bizarre. It's just just some of us have it and some of us haven't really, and it's just one of those things. I don't know. But everything that's going around ever has been bouncing and fine, and I don't know what it is. But so we all had before Christmas, we all had a tummy bug. Every single one of us, which was just horrendous. It was like battle of the Somme at our house for a good 2 weeks. Because we kind of, somebody got it and had it for 2 days and then they passed it on to somebody else. And then when everybody else had finished having it, then it was my turn. And, it brought me down, and I haven't been sick in years and years, literally years. And I was so ill, it was unbelievable. But it just seems to be so much going around this year compared to other years. I don't know what it is.
No, it's strange. We had a lot at school. A lot of kids were off. I mean, one class of 30 was down to just 10 children one day because they were all off sick, which is quite a a big hit rate, really, isn't it? 2/3 of a class off in a day. But well,
we've been flu-free this year, haven't we? No one's been poorly. Yeah.
That's good. Now, here's a completely unrelated question for you. Did either of you watch the Sewing Bee last night?
No, didn't know it was back on.
It is, and there is your double on it, Aly.
Is there?
There's a woman who, as soon as she came on, I went, "That's Aly." So I think she's called Amanda, and she's a teacher from Darlington. So go and have a look.
Okay.
If you haven't, actually, on my Facebook page, I put a link up this morning to a Radio Times article, which is like Meet the Contestants. And there's a woman on there, and she's just like you, but she's got a fringe. And as soon as I saw her, I thought of you. So there you go.
You haven't been week, and I would have had all my hair cut off because that's what I've been itching to do. Want to have my hair cut off and have a fringe and everything.
Well, you'd have looked complete. You can get a job as her double or something. There's a celebrity double job there for you.
Very cool.
I don't know how tall she is.
You best vote so she wins.
Yeah,
If you vote so she wins, you mean she might become a celebrity.
Because I'm only 4'11", so
I know she might be a bit taller than you, I have to say, but she's sat down at a sewing machine most of the time, so you don't really notice how tall she is. But she's she's a deputy head from, I think it's Darlington. But as soon as I saw her, I thought of you. So after this, you need to go away and have a look.
No, I watched last year's, and I think unless you're a sewer, it's not something you can go, and it's not like the British Bake Off where you think, oh yeah, I could try that, and you know, oh that's.
See, I don't know, because my husband watched it, and he said he preferred that to the Bake Off because you could actually, it was all visual, whereas with the Bake Off, taste is such a key component, and you can't taste via the television, can you? Whereas with the Sewing Bee, you can see the outfit that they create at the end, and it's all a visual thing. So that was his view on it as obviously a non-sewer, but there you go.
I was going to say you don't sew then.
I sew, but my husband doesn't.
Right, okay.
But he found that he could appreciate it more than the Bake Off for that reason.
No, I keep meaning to sort of like learn how to sew on a sewing machine, but because I've been sidetracked doing the crochet this year, and then yesterday somebody showed me tatting. And it's a bit like crochet, but with cotton, and it's a bit like doing lace work. Yeah.
All right.
And I was like, oh, that looks quite good. So when you do really fine doilies,
yeah,
that's used by doing tatting. And I was like, oh, so you use a very thin needle or a crochet hook to do it. So that's the thing I'm going to put on my to-do list.
Oh. You see, I can't remember if I showed you this last week or not. I've got this to review. Do you remember macrame from school?
Right. No, I don't. Again, it's
when you used to make plant pot holders. I'm sure there's a picture in here somewhere. There's one on the back. They've got candles in. You see that?
Oh, right. Okay.
But at school, I remember making these out of string with a plant pot in to give to your mum on Mother's Day.
Right.
And it's such a like 1970s craft, basically. Oh, there's a plant pot one, you see. So I'm looking forward to having a go at this when I have time, of course, in my life. I don't know, but
by just knots, or
I think it's all knots, if I remember rightly. Yeah, it's kind of knots, but like some of them fancy knots and that. I mean, they've got like fancy rugs and stuff. So desperate to have a go at that. Don't know when, but at some point.
Oh,
yeah,
no,
I remember them. I remember them. You kind of like plait it, don't you? As you go down and then tie it off and plait it as you go down. Yeah, I definitely remember doing them.
I think I did it in brownies maybe as well.
In the 80s.
Yeah, I think it was a 70s craft that then became an 80s school thing, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But I certainly did it at school and at brownies, and I remember making them for my mum. And I remember my nan having one hung in the corner of her living room with a plant in it as well.
Yeah, I remember the plant pots, but I didn't realise that's what it was called.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you used to have spider plants. Everybody had spider plants, didn't they?
Oh yeah. Oh, it's taking me back.
You could never kill spider plants.
No.
They were just as soon as you they were like Doctor Who. As soon as you killed it, they're just amazing.
Very, very true. Very true.
So what are we getting up to? What are we getting up to this week then? Have we got anything exciting planned for this coming week?
I'm off to Oxford tomorrow for the day.
Ooh.
To go and see my brother-in-law. It was his birthday this week, so we're taking the kids over. We're going to have lunch with him tomorrow and then hopefully go to one of the museums there, because I've not been to the Ashmolean in years, but there's also the Pitt Rivers Museum, which is like the university museum.
Yeah, I think the Pitt Rivers Museum is next to the Museum of Natural History as well, so there's like two of them together.
Right, okay, that would make sense, yeah. I mean, my husband went to university in Oxford, but I don't know Oxford that well. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to going. I'm wondering if I can squeeze in a bit of charity shop action whilst I'm there.
Bit of posh charity shop action.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to Oxford charity shops. I need to make a list as to where they all are, so I can just go, let's walk down this street. That's my plan, anyway. We'll put it up.
Yeah. This afternoon I've got a man coming from the BBC Radio Humberside, it's our local radio station, and we're going to talk about Dance-a-thon. I was on the radio this morning. I'm in the paper today as well, and we was in an online newspaper
celebrity
earlier in the week. Oh, do you know, it's not got me any sponsorship yet. So if there's any companies watching that would like to sponsor myself and my daughter, that would be good. Because I'm sort of trying to avoid the badgering family and friends route at the moment, but I might have to resort to that soon.
You see, I'm bad. I've not set up my sponsorship page yet. Must do that.
I haven't done mine either.
Well, we only have one operational page out of 2 at the moment, so I'm just trying to get this. Wonder why the second one isn't actually working. But so I've only got one at the moment, but it is a 0 at the moment.
A mum on the school run.
But you know, we've
got
got 5 weeks, haven't we?
Something like that. It must be a month on Sunday. That's right, because it's on the 8th of March, so it's a month on Sunday. So we've got a month to do it. Right, yeah. So that's
4 weeks and 2 days. Yeah, but February's really short. February's a short month.
Yeah, I'm trying to ignore that. The thing is, I've been too ill to do any training, so I've not been out for a run in weeks because I've just not been able to breathe. So I'm hopefully on the final getting better bit. So I need to go out and do some running and actually get a bit fit again. Yeah,
well, I'm doing a 5K the week before as well, and it's my first ever run. And I can do a 5K on a treadmill in a gym, but I don't do road running at all. So this is going to be my first 5K. I'm absolutely full of it at the moment, and like I say, a week before the dance-a-thon is probably not the wisest idea, but we'll be all right. It'll be fine.
Have you been doing the couch to 5K training then?
No. Fairly regular at the gym, at least once we get to the gym, so we should be all right.
Yeah, if you're
it's not quite couch to 5K. It's more like 3K to 5K.
I was going to say, if you're doing other stuff first, then you're fine. Because I did the couch to 5K last year before I did a 5K race here in St Albans for Save the Children, and then I also ended up doing the colour run for Save the Children as well. And actually, I think once you've got up to that level, I was running 5K 3 times a week, and actually doing the race. It was, apart from the heat that day, because it was June, it was fine. But I've just got out of kilter now, and I need to get back in there. And it's kind of hard when the weather's bad as well. But next week, we've had to start again.
Yeah, we've had solid ice on our pavements for the last sort of 5 days really. So yeah, just going out and actually trying to run in this weather is just fruitless, really.
It's the first morning here today without snow on the ground, actually. We've only had a little bit.
We haven't had any snow at all.
Really? Oh no, we've not had much. It's only been like a light dusting, but we've had snow overnight for several nights, so it's quite nice for the kids.
Monday or Tuesday, we were cut to sort of like a very light dusting, a bit more than we had like the week before, but nothing. It was like 0.25 millimeters. But yeah, we've had really hard frosts, and it's been really cold in the mornings, and there's been -2. Yeah, no snow. It's like, what are you doing? But I think we had an inch, and we had it overnight one night, and that was it. But it's just it's been so cold that it hasn't gone away. It's just about melting now. So it's been a bit, but not fluffy enough to build a snowman. So the girls have been absolutely gutted. They've been able to get into the garden, really. They had a bit of a run in it one morning, and that was it, really. I don't know how to go to school. So.
Did you see, doing the rounds on Facebook last week, the YouTube video that had been put out by a school in the US when they had to close the school because of the snow, because of the blizzards they had and stuff? Do you see that one?
Haven't had the computer.
Like a rat something.
No, this one, it was the head of this school basically sang "School is closed" to the tune of Frozen's "Let It Go," and there's this whole thing called "School is Closed," and he's got footage of him running around the school in a woolly hat and a scarf and all this, and it's well worth a watch. I did mention it to our head teacher and tell her that if we ever had to close our school because of snow, I was expecting her and her deputy to do a nice duet in a similar fashion and to put it on YouTube and all the rest of it. She looked at me like I'd grown a second head, to be honest with you. Not sure she really gets the whole YouTube thing yet, but I'll work on her.
Well, there are certain sections of my community that have never even heard of YouTube, so it's working its way slowly north, I think.
It's when I phoned my mum the other day, and I could hear like talking in the background, and I thought that voice sounds familiar. I wonder if my sister's around. And she went, "Oh, hang on, love, I've just got to turn you off." And I went, "Sorry?" She went, "You're on the computer talking to me." She was sat there at a computer watching one of my YouTube videos as I'm on the phone, which felt a bit strange, but hey ho.
So we're kind of getting a little bit more into YouTube at this end. I mean, I've got my eldest daughter's 10, so she's after doing her own. She wants to be the next Zoella, or whatever her name is. I don't know. I'm not cool with the kids.
She is going to be on the Comic Relief Bake Off, I believe.
Oh, right, okay.
I'm pretty sure that's who it was. I saw a listing somewhere the other day, and I think Zoella's on that. But I'm loving YouTube at the moment. I'm a little bit YouTube obsessed. I've started... Now, a question for you, though. Is it a vlog or is it a vlog?
I say
it's a vlog, as in... It's a vlog, as in a blog or a vlog, yeah.
See, I've said vlog.
No, I say vlog.
Okay, I'm obviously wrong.
Vlog.
Well, never mind.
Yeah, 2-1 I voted there.
That's fine, then I'll stand corrected. But what I've been loving, and it's bonkers, and it's just pointless, but I love it. I did a vlog last week of some clothes I got in a charity shop, which, you know, quite a few people have watched in that. But I've then become obsessed with watching people's charity shop hauls on YouTube. And you know how on YouTube you then get suggested videos down one side? When you watch all these charity shop haul videos, you then get these other like haul videos, and people have done Poundland hauls, and then someone's got basically videos of every time they unpack their shopping from the supermarket, which is just a bit bonkers. There's someone there going, and here's today's Sainsbury's order, and today I've been to Ocado, oh, Asda this week, and it's just bonkers.
It's mad. I found my own life boring enough. My own shopping.
I can cope with charity shops.
Yeah, charity shops. I see the appeal of that
because it's unique. It's just different. Whereas when it's someone going, oh, this is my bread and this is my milk, and oh, we'd run out of cornflakes. So it's a little bit, well, still, but
oh dear. Yeah, see, our latest YouTube video is basically me, myself, and my daughter in our Red Nose Day dance fun stuff, dancing away, which is quite good fun. That's had quite a few viewings. Still no sponsorship, though. Still no sponsorship. But yeah, we're trying to go into the YouTube thing a little bit because I think you can do quite a lot with YouTube as a medium compared to sort of a written post, really.
I think so.
We are trying.
I did a review on there this week, actually, and it was a product that it was much easier to review it by being able to go, look, this is what it does. And that was much easier than trying to type, this is how it works, you know. Yeah. So I can certainly see the benefit. But I'm planning to do another one this afternoon about something I managed to buy on eBay this week, which is very, very, very exciting.
Topsy and Tim box. My twins love Topsy and Tim. I mean, they're both girls rather than a boy-girl, but they love the fact that there are people on the telly that they actually can watch. Oh, very nice.
But these are
nice.
Very, very old ones. There's 3 of them. Because these are the big ones. I don't know if you remember from our childhood, you used to get these little Topsy and Tim books, which are a sort of small, handy size. But before the small, handy ones came these big ones, which I didn't know existed until my mother-in-law found one for me. But I bought these on eBay, and they're amazing, and I'm going to talk about them all, and that'll go up hopefully later today, and talk about how these two are different. Ooh. Sorry, I'm a geek when it comes to kids' books. What's Ali got? What's Ali got? Oh!
That's one I had when I was younger.
Oh, I'm jealous, I'm jealous, I'm jealous.
And this one I got in the second-hand shop the other day. This was 59p.
You see, we've got a lot of those, that era of them, the Ladybird hardback ones. We've got a lot of those. But what I'm trying to tally up is how stories have changed over time. Because if you get a modern version of something...
That's 1979.
What year?
1979.
79, yeah, because this one here... That's 1981, which is the little version, but the big version of it is 1973, that one.
Ah, right.
And actually, there's differences in the stories, which is quite interesting. And if you get some of the modern day ones, so I did a blog post a while ago about Topsy and Tim Go to the Zoo, and I've got an old version, one of the big old ones from like the 1970s, and I've got the Ladybird hardback ones that the same ones you've got there, Ali, which isn't the very latest Topsy and Tim, but one before that. The story is slightly different. There are some bits in the old story which aren't in the new one. So there's a bit about how I think Tim goes missing at the zoo, and he finds a nice old lady to ask to help him find his mum and dad again. And that bit just isn't there in the new version. It's just in the new one his dad finds him. And there's just a few little things. And the old one, I think they ride on the elephant's back, which obviously you don't do at the zoo nowadays. But I'm just fascinated at how these stories have changed. Absolutely fascinated. So, sorry.
Have you seen the Topsy and Tim TV series?
Oh, yes. Sorry, my postman's just coming. I'm just wondering if he's got a parcel to
Yeah. The postman is usually due about now, isn't he?
He is. He's just coming. But I've only got a letter today. I can hear it. He's just pushed it through the letterbox.
Oh, good. Yeah, so our man are absolutely obsessed with the Topsy and Tim TV series, and we as a mother of twins, it's a bit cheered, but we don't have any Topsy and Tim books. But they love the TV series, and it's still the same stories. If you look back at some of the books, they've used the same story, but they've adapted it for a modern day setting, and I think it's really, really well done, and I absolutely love it. There was one the other week where they were playing a marble run and things, and that was quite good. And staying on topic, there is one where they have chickenpox, which they saw the week that they actually got chickenpox.
We've got the book.
Timing, really.
Yeah, we've got the book, which I found in a charity shop a couple of weeks before we got chickenpox, which was quite handy before Little Miss C had it.
So Topsy and Tim are like modern day prophets, aren't they, really?
They are. They're quite good, Topsy and Tim. I do like them, but I prefer the vintage illustrations, I have to say.
Right, I think we better wrap things up, haven't we?
We have.
Time today, and they're marvellous. We have had no technical difficulties. We all knew where we were going to be.
I won't tell you about the number of times I had to reboot my laptop before the start of this, hey?
Did you notice I got my...
Yeah! How's that managed to get up now?
Well, I was thinking, the last few weeks, why doesn't it work? And then I said, remember, PicMonkey doesn't work because I need to do a memory dump. So that's what I did yesterday. I did a memory dump.
Ah.
And it works. So I'll know for next time.
So we all know who you are now, Ali.
Yay! Right, so hopefully next week we might have a few more people.
Yeah, I'm not here next week. I'm having a rare day with my husband.
Right.
We're going to London. We're going to have lunch together.
Shameful.
I know. And I'm going to, this afternoon, see if I can get tickets to go and see Art of the Brick as well.
The Lego thing.
Yeah. So that's my plan, is he's taking a morning off work. We're going to go into London together, do something in the morning, have lunch, and then I'll come home and do the school run, swimming lessons, blah, 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 and he'll work for the afternoon. So that's our pre-Valentine's Day out, because we never do anything for Valentine's Day. So.
What about you, Joanne?
Yeah, we're going out tonight. That's our Valentine's Day. That's our Valentine's Day. Going out tonight, really. It's my birthday coming up, and we had a recent-ish anniversary, and we just haven't been anywhere, to be honest, in the last few weeks. So I said, we'll go out tonight. He's at work in the morning, but we won't be out too late whenever we are anyway. Past 30 we don't go out past 10 anyway.
So hopefully.
So yeah, that's us really.
So will you be here next week?
I think so, yes, I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
It might be just being you then. But hopefully.
Okay.
Hopefully Joy and Marianne will be here. Helen's tied up with work for the next few weeks. Penny's going to be otherwise disposed. I'm not sure about Mary. I know she's had problems with her computer, so we might have Mary back. We might even get.
Maybe we can get a special guest in or two.
Yes, I think we need to get some new people in.
I know a couple of people who might be interested, so I'll talk to you offline and we'll sort something out.
Yes, because it would be nice to keep things going.
Definitely.
Okay, well, thank you very much. And if anybody's watching, thank you for watching, and we'll see you again next week.
Bye.
Bye.